Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little special treat for you. Some information being passed on to you by our very own Mr. Eric Fulford. Give it up for Eric!
Hi everyone, it's me. I just actually wanted to share with you some information that I have recently uncovered about Catholic saints. I've always loved Catholic patron saints because to me, it's a way for Catholic people to cling to the last vestiges of their pagan roots. I like that. When you have a whole lot of gods, you can pray to all of them. I mean, they still have one God, like, of course, only one God, but I'm going to pray to all these little guys in the meantime. I like that they kept that, so I really enjoy patron saints. Now, a lot of patron saints are familiar. You might know about Saint Anthony. He's the patron saint of lost things. That's why when you lose something, you say, Tony, Tony, turn around. Something's lost and must be found. That's also why parents put little stone Saint Anthony's in their yards to make sure their children don't, wander into bears' dens or whatever. There's also Saint Christopher, you might know. Saint Christopher is the patron saint of travelers and automobile drivers. That's why a lot of people have a little St. Christopher standing on their dashboard to keep them from getting into car accidents, which is useful. But not everyone knows about some other saints. For example, there's Saint Bonaventure, the saint against bowel diseases, which is why a lot of people have a little Saint Bonaventure on their toilets. It's handy, and I challenge you to think of a situation where you are more likely to pray. There's others though that you might not know about. I discovered Saint Barbara. Now a lot of these saints have multiple things they're patron saints of. So Saint Barbara is the patron saint against explosions, but the patron saint of sudden death. I feel like she should pick one. Now, moving on, because it is March, of course, you might know a very famous saint, Saint Patrick, who drove the snakes out of Ireland, patron saint of both fear of snakes and Irish people. But you might not know that he's got a few other tricks up his sleeve. He's also the patron saint of engineers, the patron saint of excluded people, and the patron saint of Norwich, Connecticut. So, there's sort of a stereotype that Irish people sort of party the hardest on the 17th, but really, if you go to Norwich and find lonely engineers who hate snakes, they really, really tear it up. Now, because I uncovered that many saints have a town or a city they're patron of, I wanted to find out who we have here in Providence. Who are our patron saints? We've got three, actually, and they're heavy hitters. We have got Peter, as in the Peter. Upon this rock I build my church. That Peter, first Pope Peter. And he's also the patron saint of Rome, of London, Las Vegas. So, I mean, it's a pretty happening saint to have. Next up, we've got Paul, the Apostle. Another big player, right, Paul? Give it up to Paul. He's patron saint of Providence and Worcester, Massachusetts. Calm down. And lastly, our third saint is the most important one. Our third patron saint is Mary, Mother of God, Our Lady of Providence. Isn't that wild? Mary is one of our patron saints. Now, to be fair, she's also patron saint of 600 other people, places, and things. I mean, come on. She's patron saint of Africa, bicyclists, the Chilean Navy, yachtsmen, and Cajuns. But she's also the patron saint of the entire human race, so I feel like she can just consolidate. Just knock all those into one category. So I don't know if you were picking up on this, but just to remind you, Providence's three patron saints are Peter, Paul, and Mary. And now, the last patron saint that I discovered, and possibly my favorite because of my profession, is Saint Genesius. He is the patron saint of comedians. Now, again, he shares his duties, so he's also the patron saint of torture victims. So he's got us both covered.